The humanitarian crisis is continuing, of course, as millions continue to flee over the border from Ukraine into neighbouring Hungary, Poland and Romania.
Well, Paul Hawkins is in Romania for us this morning. I mean, what's happening in terms of the refugee crisis there, Paul?
Yeah, morning, Stephen. Morning, Bev. In terms of the refugee crisis here, just to give you the latest numbers, these are from the Romanian border agency. 21,000 Ukrainians entered on Wednesday, entered Romania. That's down 11% on the day before. 8,000 of them at this border, which is 50 miles longer than the border with Poland. So a really, really long border, especially compared to Hungary, which clocks in at 85 miles. This border with Ukraine here, 381 miles long. So in total, 344,000 Ukrainians have entered the country. 80% have left Romania and transited through to other countries. So according to the Romanian border police, 84,000 Ukrainians remain in Romania, and this is one of the points of entry. They arrive on foot. We've seen a few Ukrainians coming through here this morning, making their onward journey, and by the side of the road here, as in many other countries, humanitarian aid has sprung up to help those who are entering. We can speak now to Romeo, who's one of the volunteers who's decided to come and help out with the humanitarian effort. Romeo, thank you for speaking to us. First of all, why did you feel the need to help?
Because it's a need. A lot of people are coming here and they want and they seek for first aid. They are scared. They didn't know what will do for the next day. And there is a great need of help. You can see women that are crying. You can see children that comes here and they have questions. They have what's happened, what will be the next. So we are here to help, to guide them, to give them some food, some first help for them.
Yeah, well, just show us some of the help then. So there's some food here, and this has been donated by people across Romania?
Yes, from all over Romania they are coming here, and especially from the neighborhood they are coming with fresh food, with some goods they buy from the shops, and we are using them for these people in need.
Yeah, and then over
sweets and for children, all kind cans. These are for little children that comes, and we have some clothes for them because they are traveling 2 or 3 days, and and they need to change their clothes. So we are interested to give them the first help for it.
And just here, just behind us, there were tables. This is more aid that's come in, because there were benches here last night, weren't there? And now there are tables here. Are you expecting more people, or is it just a case of more aid has arrived?
We don't expect. We want this war to be finished, to be put to an end. We don't want to have more here, but we have to be prepared for the people that will come. Yeah. So we are prepared. The people are giving goods, so we are very glad. We are so thankful for all the people who have a thought and a heart to do something for these people in need.
Yeah, and speaking about the people in need, what kind of stories have you been hearing? There was a couple that arrived last night with their daughter. The man was from Egypt and she was Ukrainian with her daughter. They were trying to get to Egypt. Just tell us about how you helped them.
Last night this couple came with this desire, and they had a great desire to reach Cairo in Egypt. So we find for them transportation. At the last moment we found a car to transport them from this point, Halmeu, till in Oradea, and from there they have a flight for Bucharest. In this morning at 6 o'clock they reached the Bucharest airport, so they will have in this night the flight from Bucharest to Cairo. It was not easy. They are very suspicious. They are, it's a problem for them, but they need help, so we help them. At this time, they are in good hands, and it's good for them.
Yeah, and they gave you money to pay for the flight, and you booked the flights yourself.
Yes, I booked the flight because they didn't have I don't know, internet or something happens with their phones, and I booked the tickets for them, and they gave me the money. They paid for this transport.
Yeah. So I mean, and
I was very glad to help them.
Yeah, and they didn't speak any English either, did they?
No, we had translators that help us. They didn't know English, only Ukrainian.
Yeah, and you're hearing stories like this all the time.
Yeah, it's a lot of stories, different stories, impressive stories.
Yeah,
and
how do you personally process all these? You're hearing all these stories. That's a lot for you to carry as well. Do you have a lot to think about for you up here?
Yeah, it's impressive. I don't want to be in their shoes. I want to help them, to make them hope, to encourage them to hope for their lives, because all the life for them it's upside down now. So it's a little help we can do. We can do for them. For me, these stories are unique, and it's every people has one life. Their life is broken for almost all of them. All of us need to be together to help them. Yeah, it's great when you find people who want to help. You are here to help. You are here to spread the news. I'm so glad that you are here, and the others are here. Doctor Without Frontiers were here last day. Some convoys from Austria go past the border and help a lot of people there. We are so glad for every people who are here to help. It's very good to be together with this nation, with these families, with these children. Individual lives are broken. So it's good to be together, to be near them, to be with them.
Well,
for them it's encouraging.
Well, thank you so much for speaking to us, and we're glad that we're here to show the good work that you're doing and to hear people's stories, of good and bad that's happened to them. So really appreciate it, Romeo. Thank you. Thank you. Romeo there, and should add as well, one of the other volunteers, Remy, who's just made his way back to Cluj as well. He was really good guy, and he was just standing in the street there talking to me, and he'd been sleeping in his car for a couple of hours overnight, really cold here in Romania overnight, and he was just, I kind of said to him, there's a lot for you to carry up there, a lot of the stuff that you're hearing and that you've seen and the stories you've heard. And he just had a little cry. He said sometimes he just has to have a moment to himself because he needs to process what is happening. So there's a lot for the people who are coming from Ukraine to process, and there's a lot for the people to process that are hearing these stories.